You're in the world of Harry and Meghan, you're always looking for somebody else to blame, It's never your fault, is it? And when you consider it, a lot of things that have gone wrong, including Heart of Invictus, well, that wasn't their fault, that was the editor. When you think about the even docuseries, which was hailed as a sort of a huge success, well, apparently it wasn't their fault, of course. She handed it over into the capable hands of the director, Les Garbus. You see how this works. If you shift it, then you can't be blamed for it, can you? And that's part of the problem as they move forward, trying to be influencers and brand ambassadors and all that sort of stuff. We recently saw Meghan out and about in a street in a tracksuit, looking very much like Vicky Pollard from Little Britain. And we're not quite sure exactly, whatever people speculate, what she's doing. What they do is they store up videos and pictures so that when it becomes a little bit tricky in the media, release the picture, deflect the idea, move away. Now, one of the recent ideas that well and truly backfired, and this was all thanks to her good friend Nachos, the polo player, was this, literally on the trooping of the colour period when we saw the return of course, the Princess of Wales, Princess Catherine. Well, they decided to release this, the picture of dog biscuits, and apparently this was going to be the next venture. Now, though, apparently that's been put on ice, and this is all thanks to a senior royal over here in the United Kingdom. Let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you. How are you? Are you all right? Yes, thank you, and welcome one and all brand new subscribers. It's a funny thing, isn't it? When you look at things and why people launch things on certain days. When I worked in the record industry, you released 4 records a year from an album, and basically you had, 3 during the year and then a Christmas, which hopefully would tide you over. And that was what they considered then to be clever marketing. One couldn't really say the same of Harry and Meghan. The bottom line is everything they've released has been something of a disaster. The jams just literally went nowhere. People didn't respond. She did send out 50 jars, but apparently people simply didn't respond, so there was another problem. Now, moving forward, of course, the other issue recently was the dog biscuits. Now, when you think about it, it was a very lackluster affair, wasn't it? A few dog biscuits in a jar. What a team are now trying to say is actually it wasn't a product launch at all. They were just some of the biscuits that she sent over to her chum from her own animals, her own dogs. Though there was no launch at all. It was just simply, there's a label, we'll put it on this empty jar. You see how they backtrack PR now to try and make it look negative. However, one of the things that apparently has really offended and upset Meghan wasn't just the, as they call, online trolling regarding her jams by other Royal Collection trusts, including, as I pointed out, things like Cliveden and, of course, the Highclere Castle, where they make Downton Abbey, who also put out online videos. It's this, that's right. You see these new pictures? Yes, well, these are, get this, dog bowls for about £30 that you can buy directly from the Buckingham Palace shop. Not only that, you can buy a nice pink bone, a soft toy as well, for around £20 from the Buckingham Palace shop too. Now, according to the sources who are working with Meghan and Harry, they just see this as visible royal online trolling. Every time she tries to do something, they counteract it back with something incredibly negative, and then of course it belittles her product, whether that be jam or indeed the forthcoming dog biscuit. I find amusing is I don't think there's any trolling at all. I think the bottom line is the Royal Collection Trust, the Buckingham Palace shop, the Kensington Palace, they've sold these things for years. What you've done is highlight something and they've thought, okay, we'll put ours up, let's see if people are interested. We all love our animals out there, but £30 for a dog bowl with a royal crest and of course Buckingham Palace on the side is literally pushing it, isn't it? Just think about how many cans of dog food can you get. But I've been told that over in Montecito, they just see this as literally online trolling and making it very difficult for Meghan to actually branch out, push her business forward, because everything she seemingly puts forward, everything's simply trashed. Now, do you really think His Majesty the King is sitting there thinking, let's put a picture of the dog bowl out? That should silence her. I think not. What do you think? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.